All right, everybody, we are live.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another live stream before primetime games with the Sweat the Bet YouTube channel. Thank you for joining. I am Andrew Kim, aka the Parlay Doc, with my co-host Matt Modi, aka Jedi Modi, and we are your co-hosts of Sweat the Bet, brought to you by OddsJam.com. Please check out OddsJam, guys. You've heard it from me a million times, but if you are a sports bettor, check out OddsJam for very powerful sports betting tools to give you an edge over the sports books. Positive EV, bet trackers, arbitrage angles, all that stuff, guys. So let's get into it. If you are one of our followers, we appreciate you. We thank you for the love you've been showing us for our new YouTube channel. And like we said, we do a long episode, like a full hour podcast style episode each week. We do some educational stuff and live streams on Sundays, and we try to do live streams before every primetime game. So let's get into it, man. We got a double header. We got overlapping double header, which is odd.
So, it doesn't. Yeah, I don't understand why. Like, just make a West Coast team and start the game late. I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly.
But I will say, I have inside information that the Birds are winning tonight. Do you want to know?
Okay.
If you can't tell by my background, I'm an Eagles fan.
Sure.
An Eagles fan, and I ordered a Philly cheesesteak for dinner. So if you go by that logic, Eagles are going to win and cover tonight.
Gotcha. So let's go real quick. Let's start off with the first game, which is going to kick off in just a little bit. So we'll do that one first. So for those of you who are catching last minute betting tips, let's talk Titans at Buffalo. So, all right. So, just to go over quickly, at least one of my three best bets includes this game. So unfortunately, I did not hit the Bengals -6.5, which I thought I was even smart catching it with that half point. They just look horrible, so we'll just leave it at that.
That's an L.
That's an L. But I'm hoping I can get a couple wins tonight. Hopefully it's not 0 for 3 for this week after we went 5-1. I do have Bills. I caught it at -9.5, as we said in our previous long episode. It's now shifted. It's around 10 at most books. But if you caught us earlier in the week, I did like Bills at -9.5. It's a big number. I understand the curse and the narrative from last year that they just don't match up well with the Titans, but they just look so good week one, and it is a one-game sample. But I just really have pegged the Bills to go very far. Obviously, they're chalk for the Super Bowl, and Josh Allen, despite some inconsistencies, just looks solid still, in my opinion. So I still like the Bills, in which could be a sloppy game, but I have them as -9.5 if you caught it earlier. The other thing that stood out to me was the FanDuel boost, which I am going to max out at $50. This was Josh Allen, 200 passing yards plus Derrick Henry, 50 rushing yards, and Stephon Diggs, 50 receiving yards. So it's Diggs, 50 receiving, Henry, 50 rushing, Josh Allen, 200 passing. Not the greatest, +125, but it'd be hard to miss those marks minus injury. So I am throwing 50 on that. So those are a couple that stood out. What do you got on this game?
Sure. Yeah. So I also locked in that FanDuel boost.
Nice.
I took the over in this game, over 47.5.
Okay.
Titans have scored a combined 76 points against the Bills the last 2 years. Like we've talked about the Titans having the Bills number. Now I'm not projecting them for 30 plus,
sure,
but maybe they get 20, maybe the Bills get 30. Like I think we both are high on the Bills. So I took the over in this one. I ended up middling the Bills -9 and the Titans plus 10.5.
Okay.
I have more money on the Bills -9. So if they end up, like if it goes over 10.5, then I will profit on that situation.
Nice.
And that's it. Like we talked about this before we went live. Like I had a tough time, like player prop wise in this game. I feel like the Bills, like Stephon Diggs is obvious, but his props are so high.
Yeah.
And then no Gabe Davis made me wanted to back Isaiah McKenzie because I think he's going to get some run. But I ended up staying away. I don't have any player props in this game. I ended up taking like a flyer. Yeah, Treylon Burks over 26.5 receiving yards. I put a small half unit play on that one.
Oh, okay.
Plus EV on OddsJam.
Okay.
So.
I'm guessing that shifted. You must have caught that early, right? Is that where is his line sitting in?
I locked it in this morning.
This morning. Let's see. I'm just curious now. Let me take a look because I feel like the preseason hate on him was a little harsh. So let's see.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow. Look at this. All the way up to 30.5 at a lot of books. So you got an interesting line. Okay. There you go.
Beat the closing line there. But yeah, that's the only player prop that I had for this game. So I middled Bills -9, Titans plus 10.5. I got over 46.5, not 47.5.
Okay.
And then I took that player prop, but that's it.
Okay. Yeah, my only prop, and this is just a half unit. So my Bills minus 9.5 is a full $100 or minus or 1 unit. FanDuel boost $50, which is a half unit for me. I am throwing to win a half unit. And again, moderate confidence. Crowder over 3.5 receptions. And my rationale is the following: is I'm a huge Gabe Davis. I like Gabe Davis a lot, and I was sad to see that he was kind of banged up and not able to play. But I think in that void and with so much being keyed up on Stephon Diggs, that I think Crowder's going to have some opportunities. He already showed that. Look, he didn't have a ton of volume last game, but for when he had opportunities, he looked like a true veteran that was in sync, with Allen. That I think there'll be some opportunities there. Can he just hold on to it, catch a handful? Maybe the volume goes up in Gabe Davis's absence. That was the rationale, really. And the line's kind of juiced already. It's minus 125 on most books. That's why I didn't want to go too crazy on that. So yeah. I don't think there's a ton of value. But I wanted to play a player prop, and I go against my own discipline. So I did to win a half unit on that. That was at FanDuel, I believe. So you can still catch it there. I don't think it's shifted, but over 3.5 receptions. So that's one prop I sprinkled on. So
I like that one. Cole Beasley, who's pretty much going to have the same role. I feel like he kind of blew up in that slot. Not blew up. Blew up's an aggressive term, but he played really well in that slot. Yeah. So I like that. I like that one.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, I already get the sense. I think a lot of people, and including Matt and myself, have a lot more interest and I think excitement because it's just, I don't know how to read. I'll be honest. Part of it's just, I don't have a good feel for that Titans Bills game because I could see two different narratives playing out. I could see the Bills destroying them, or maybe it's going to be a repeat of 2021 and it's going to be a weird, ugly
Titans
game.
Just play them tough somehow.
So I'm much more excited for the later game. With the Vikings at the Eagles. And I think, man, I have a bunch more bets on this one and more of just emotional excitement about this. So why don't you kick it off, man? What do you got on this game in the later game?
Sure. So one of my official podcast bets is the over 49. Yep. I got the over 49 or 49.5. I can't remember now. But either way, I have the over in this game. It was, over 49. Over 49. That's one of my official 3 bets. I'm 2-0 so far, so I would love to have another undefeated.
Yeah,
would love to sweep the slate again, but we will see. I didn't actually officially make this a bet or anything, but I like the Vikings to win. I just didn't want to bet them because I didn't want to bet against the Eagles. I figured I would just leave that be. In terms of anytime touchdown dart throw, I took Devonta Smith. The Eagles, I feel like so. To back up, he didn't have a catch last week against the Lions in week 1. A.J. Brown had 10 catches for 155 yards. And after the game, normally coaches are players Devonta Smith, so he just wants to win. He doesn't care about his stats. But that was not the messaging. They were clearly trying to massage that relationship with Devonta Smith. They were very, very aware of that narrative of Hurts can't too many mouths to feed, or one of the receivers is going to be unhappy. Sure. So I think that they're going to if I could bet that one of Hurts's first 2 targets is for Devonta Smith, I would love that prop bet. That doesn't exist. But I think they're going to hyper target Devonta Smith. His receiving yards over under is only 43.5.
Yeah, I just saw that. I was looking that up because I was curious. So that's not a ton. Yeah,
it's only 3.5. But I settled on him to score a touchdown at plus 260 just because those odds are so juicy.
Oh.
So that's my dart throw in terms of anytime touchdown. Devonta Smith, anytime touchdown.
Okay. All right. So a couple that I got, one of my second. So I had we each have 3 picks per week on our podcast. My second of the third for today would be the Vikings money line. So I am just gonna roll Vikings money line. Even though I am personally high on the Eagles, I was concerned in week 1. So I'm kind of even going against my own futures bet, but I liked what I saw, from the Vikings. I was concerned about, and we talked about it in our episode of the run stopping ability or lack thereof from the Eagles, that I could see this if they stay within themselves. If the Eagles can't take advantage of their opportunities, they get a bunch of 3 and outs. I can see a lot of clock killing that'll lead to frustration and a lot of ball control with Dalvin Cook just running it down their throats. So We'll see. Two mega receivers on both sides, multiple receivers. It'll be a very interesting battle, but I am going to roll with the Vikings as one of my best bets of last week's podcast episode, plus 120. I got a couple other ones. My touchdown score, even though it is juiced, I am going to roll with Dalvin Cook. I just see at some point, as long as they're close to the goal line, whether it's a little pass to give him room to maneuver or just running it down the middle. Just from what I saw last week in terms of the struggles against the Lions, I am going to go with Dalvin Cook to just run one into the end zone. Not the greatest, I'll be honest, guys. Minus 105 right now.
Yeah,
I'd have got better odds earlier, but I am going to take that. I am also going to do I'm going to do a half unit on that, half unit on Dalvin Cook over 71.5 rushing yards at minus 115 on DraftKings. The touchdown, you can get minus 105 at either DraftKings, FanDuel, but the rushing over on DraftKings minus 115. The risk there, obviously, and I was even talking about this with Matt pre-show, is just, I don't know. Are they going to give him these short passes and he's going to rack up receiving yards, or is he going to actually are they going to hand it off to him so he can rack up the rushing yards? But I am going to roll with the conservative route that if they play smart, that they'll have him rush several times as long as they're not playing catch up from behind, like in some 10-point deficit right away, that he can hit that hopefully by the third quarter, maybe. I mean, that's what I'm hoping, over 71.5 rushing. So,
yeah, no, I like it. I mean, they got trounced by Swift last week. We'll see if they make the adjustments. I talked all off season about how I hate their defensive coordinator. Like, I just don't think he's a good coordinator. So I don't have high hopes that they'll turn it around. And the last three bets that I locked in, I'm all over Justin Jefferson, all of the above. I literally took his anytime touchdown.
Okay.
I took his over 7.5 receptions, and I took his over 93.5 yards.
Okay. You're all over. JJ.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, first game against Philly since they drafted Jalen Reagor over him. Like, he mentioned apparently, like, so it was on, I forget who, someone on NFL Network said that, like, oh, if the Vikings win, like, get your popcorn ready for Justin Jefferson's post-game press conference. Basically, he's like, there's going to be something about them passing on him for Jalen Reagor, who sucks. So, and like the Vikings head coach, they like, at least, granted, we only have a 1 week sample size, but that's all we have to go off of. Like, they did a great job scheming him open. Like, they did the same thing they did with Cooper Kupp. They moved him all around the formation. They had him, they had him run pre-snap, like, just to shift the defensive coverage, all that stuff. So I just think they're going to hyper target him. I mean, Kirk loves hyper targeting him, and there is a little bit of risk backing primetime Kirk Cousins. Sure. But Justin Jefferson, I just think that he's going to get fed targets, and I think that he's motivated. Vikings are motivated after missing the playoffs past 2 years. So that's the player prop that I'm all over. All three. I like all three. Nice.
Okay. And to wrap it up, guys, to give you a few minutes to fire some of these off, we like our degenerate stuff as well. And sometimes we get undisciplined here, but I talked to Matt about this right before we logged on. I'm going to go a little chalk here. I went with a multi-game SGP plus. I'm doing Dalvin Cook to score, Jalen Hurts to run one in, and Derrick Henry to run one in. Chalky, I know, but you know what? 3 chalks for plus 681. That's one I'm going to fire off. So do we want to build one here real quick? And let's do something. You like that one? Should we just do that?
I added Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
So it's 4 legs plus 1,500.
Okay. Should that be our official live stream one for the contest? Yeah. Okay, let's do that. So we're doing Cook, Hurts, Henry, and Jefferson. If that 4-legger hits, guys, you basically like our tweet for the link. You retweet it out to give us some exposure here on the video. Please just put in the comments your Twitter handle. If you do those things and this hits, we'll pick someone who followed those steps, and we'll give a $50 cash prize to the winner, guys. So that's part of the reason you should tune in for these live streams, so we can do some of these giveaways. If you followed me on Twitter, we did a giveaway yesterday. I gave away $50 to a winner.
Yeah, so that one hit.
Yeah, I got one of these random SGPs, and sometimes for good karma, I want people to just kind of root us on. So like I said, go follow those steps, leave your Twitter handle here, and all you got to do is sit back and watch, even if you don't want to fire it off, guys. Okay. And if we win, then you win, right? One of you will win, and we'll pick a random winner. So thank you guys for joining in. Check us out. Please, please, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Sweat the Bet, like us, follow us, turn on notifications, and we'll have a full-length episode out later this week. looking at some of the week 3 games, guys. Thanks for joining. Good luck on your bets tonight.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.